Hare Krishna. So today we'll be starting chapter 3. We did till chapter 2, it was completed yesterday. Guru Srila Prabhupada, His Grace, His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, founder Acharya. Pay our humble obeisance to Shri Shri Radha Govinda. Start with the Mangalajana. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakya Chakshurunmilitam Yen Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yen Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Udpadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagan Raghunathan Vativam Tan Sajivam साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सगणललिता शिविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपकान्त राधाकान्त नमस्ते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गे राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी विश्वमानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितनां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय पुतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिधि नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाशादेश धारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्ता वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे okay so now we will see. So till now we have done chapter 1 and 2. In the chapter first, after setting the scene, in the first chapter, Krishna basically took the chariot to the in the midst of the army between the Pandavas and the Kauravas. And in the midst of the army, he saw the behold this army, see who have come here to fight against you, who are there. So seeing that, Arjuna got bewildered, and Arjuna showed the reason that why he will not fight. What was the bewilderment out of? So he said that okay, there is compassion, right? There is no enjoyment in this battle. There is no, he showed compassion that okay, these are my relatives. There is no enjoyment after my relatives will be gone. That is not good. How will I share my all the opulences, right? And third part was there is the fear of sinful reactions, right? The fear he showed the qualities of saintliness and fear of sinful reaction, that I am a saintly person, how can I kill my relatives? So there is a sinful activity going on here, right? And the fourth was the destruction of the family dynasty, that the elders will be lost, and then the movement become polluted, and ultimately everything, the religion basically flourishes. And in the second chapter, first part, we learned that there is the indecision. He cannot decide which is better, right? Whether to leave the fight or to fight, right? He cannot decide, right? So at that, Shishyaste Hamsadi Mam Tvam Prapannam. So he surrenders to Lord Krishna that okay, now I am your disciple, surrender unto me, right? To in order to teach, in order to see that seek the guidance from the spiritual master, the supreme personality Godhead himself there, that what should he do, right? So that was the first part, and second part, we learned about the answers to that, right? So the answers to right various answer we learned. So first answer was right. What was he has some compassion, so he basically surrendered in the first part, second chapter. Then the jnana was there, that there is a compassion. Okay, for what there is compassion? Because there is no death for the soul, right? If you are the body, you have basically the soul. You're not the body. Then what is there to have this what is there the lamentation for, right? Then there is he said that okay, there is no enjoyment. Then Krishna told that okay, fight for games from coming from dutiful fighting. If you dutifully fight, what will happen? You will go to the either go to, if you lose, then you go to the heaven. If you don't if you win, then you enjoy the earthly kingdom, right? And secondly, do as a do just as a for games come from duty fighting, and losers come from not fighting, right? Do at least karma kanda, just fight, right? Just fight. But if you, it's better to give your all the results to the Krishna, right? So nishkam karma, the buddhi yoga game, buddhi yoga party, and the fight, but without any reaction, right? Because you surrender all your results to the Krishna, right? All your results to the Krishna, if you give, then that is nishkam karma, right? Doing your duty without any reaction. So non sinful reaction will come, right? And by and fight become fixed in Krishna consciousness, right? Fight as per for following the for fixed in Krishna consciousness, right? And further we will learn that in this chapter, that why, how the karma is done, right? How the karma is done. So we learned about the Sankhya Yoga, we learned about the duties, the prajna, we learned about the karma, buddhi yoga, right? The three parts we learned in the second chapter. Now, now the section comes at one place, Krishna is saying that, okay, renounce work because you are not the body, you are the soul. As per Arjuna, he is thinking like that, that the renunciation is like that, the Tyaga is like that. And secondly, at one place, he is also saying, to fight also, right? To contemplate, to have some gyan also, and then to fight also. So there is some confusion here, right? So he clarifies this confusion, right? Because all the summary is given in the second chapter itself. So one becomes basically confused that, okay, there you thought about the Sankhya Yoga also, you thought about the Buddhi Yoga also, you thought about the Nishkam Karma Yoga also, right? All things have is taught in the second chapter itself. All the answers given in there only, but now some clarification is needed, right? So because everything is mixed up, he wants to do it in details. So there are four parts in this section, right? In this third chapter. So first section deals with confusion, right? What is renunciation? What is nishkarma karma yoga? Second parts 10 to 16 we will deal with like what is karma kanda and what is karma yoga, right? How to proceed from karma kanda, right? Fight and not thinking about the results, and fight and without thinking about the results, right? From karma kanda to karma yoga. And in the third part, we detail about the Nishkam Karma Yoga. What is Nishkam? What is Karma Yoga and what is Nishkam Karma? Acting dutifully with the detachment to set the correct. Yes, Chat Achariti Shreshthas, right? Whatever you follow, whatever the leaders, whatever leaders do, everyone follows, right? So that is, whatever, become the examples for the general public, right? So that they can follow. So we learn the Nishkam Karma, acting dutifully with detachment to set the correct example, right? And in the fourth part, right? In the fourth part, we will learn that beware of there is a greatest enemy lying beside you, right? What is the greatest enemy? The lust and the anger, right? The Krishna will tell the greatest enemy of you is the lust and the anger, right? So one must be beware of the lust and anger, right? So this is will be told in the Karma Yoga section. So first part, we'll deal first. We start with the confusion, right? What is the confusion between the renunciation and Nishkam Karma Yoga, right? So in the first two shlokas, there is a renunciation action. Arjuna's confusion is that you tell me one thing, renunciation or action, ekam vada, right? In the 13 to 6, 3 to 16, he tells the renunciation gyan yoga is, it is difficult, so prescribe action with detachment, right? Everyone has to do some karma, right? Everyone, not there is a single moment when a soul is inactive. Soul is always active. It is an inherent capability of the soul that it is always active, right? So do it's better for Arjuna, right? So doing Krishna Nishkam Karma Yoga is better, right? So because he's a Kshatriya, he has to do something, right? So one should go from Karma Kanda to Karma Yoga, right? From there we goes to the lust, right? Or from 17 to 35, it is even if Arjuna is qualified for renunciation, even if he is qualified, right? He knows the Shastra, even if he is qualified, but he should still do the Nishkam Karma Yoga to set the right exam because he is currently in the battlefield. From here, his not only his relative, not only his enemies, his relative also will say that they will scorn the ability of a Kshatriya, right? That they will the infamy will come, the infamy of the sinful reaction will come, right? Because he's afraid of sinful reaction killing the relative, but rather sinful reaction will come if he leaves the battlefield because he is there, he has he is prepared his whole life for the he has done his as per the swabhava, he has done all the things, and now he is not basically coming, right? Okay, let me put like a reminder in the group also. Right. So even if Arjuna is qualified for renunciation, he should still do the Nishkam Karma Yoga, right? Nishkam Karma. He should set the right example, right? Because if he leaves, then what if the Arjuna, who's a Maharati in this battle, who is a Maharati, so much qualified Kshatriyas will leave, then what will happen to others, right? What will happen to others, right? What will happen to the other Pandavas who are supporting the Pandavas? They will also go, right? They will also go because such a great warrior is leaving this. So he should set the right example, right? And from 36 to 43, we learn what is, what is lust, and what lust is a formidable enemy on the path of yoga, right? What it can do, it is a formidable enemy on the path of yoga, right? If you are towards spirituality, if you are towards self-realization, then lust is, is your block, it's your blockage, right? One must be beware of it. So one should conquer lust by deliberate spiritual intelligence, right? So lust and anger, both we will learn. No one else has joined. Arjunuvacha जायसी चेत कर्मणस्ते मता बुद्धिर्जनार्दन तत्किं कर्माणि घोरे मां नियोजयसि केशव. And he's saying that what is, just tell me one thing, just tell me one thing, that what I have to do, right? What I have to do, either I have to do the, cultivate this philosophy of the Sankhya Yoga, Buddhi Yoga, right? Doing the, he's basically confused that Buddhi Yoga and, the yoga, the karma yoga, that is, the nishkam karma yoga are both different things, right? Because, one thing's basically that religion and philosophy is, is a different thing, but it's not like that, because the religion without a philosophy is basically some sentiment only, right? There is no philosophy in the religion, then what will happen? It's just a sentiment. And the philosophy basically without religion is just mental speculation, right? Because mental speculation, by mental speculation you can think anyone, but religion is must be there. If philosophy is with religion, then also it is, it goes hand in hand, right? So buddhi yoga is buddhi yoga, it comes, buddhi yoga has, all the things where by buddhi you will do the karma as per the buddhi yoga, right? Because they both go hand in hand. So he is thinking basically that renunciation, tyaga is different, and and doing the action in, removing the, not taking the results, and giving the results to the Lord is different thing. But no, it's not like that. That is two type of vairagya, falgu vairagya and vyukta vairagya. So one must use all the things in the, in Krishna consciousness, right? So that is the thing one needs to do. So that is needs to understand. So he is having doubt, right? I need to do this way. Whether I need to do renunciation, ekam vada, right? He says ekam vada. Whether I need to go for the cultivation of, do the cultivation of the jnana part, or either I need to go to the karma yoga, right? The example of, a meditation is given, and the example of Hanuman is given. So which is better? Which is better? So Hare Krishna. Ananya Mataji, can you tell that? Which in which yoga, what were the, what were the things that one can do for spiritual realization or for Bhagwan realization, like in Kali Yuga, what we need to do?
In
What?
Kali Yuga, we need to do the Nam Mantra, like
Hare.
Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
Yes,
And
Mataji.
in Satyuga, it was self-realization, like meditation,
Yes, Mataji.
tapasya, which is also known as.
Very
And
good.
in Treta Yuga, it was yag.
Yes, Mataji.
And in Dwapar Yuga, it was Arch Vigra Puja.
Yes, worshipping the idol worship, right? Now the Nam Samkirtana Yagna, yes, because chanting the glories of the name of the Lord, right? This is the only way. So what is, what is the connection between chapter 2 and 3 that we explained, that to keep all abominable activities far distant by Buddhi Yoga, right? Krishna tells Arjuna in the 2.49 that keep all abominable activities, right? He is saying, he is basically, why he is confused. In the 2.49, he basically, Krishna tells Arjuna that keep all abominable activities by Buddhi Yoga. Now here you are asking to kill the relative only, right? So that is also, so he is thinking like, so Arjuna thinks that Buddhi Yoga means intelligence, right? He needs to understand that it is not just by using his intelligence, he should avoid all abominable activities and thus not fight, right? He's using intelligence basically to, get rid of the war because Krishna is saying that use your buddhi, yes, use your buddhi, your intelligence to avoid, right? So he is thinking it as intelligence, right? Still Krishna is urging him to fight, so he is now confused, right? So chapter 3 begins with Arjuna's question to clarify this contradictory instructions, right? So according to Arjuna, renunciation, jnana, and work are incompatible, right? He does not think that jnana and work. Basically, he is saying for us only, right? The jnana and work is incompatible. We will also think like that. Okay, I need to leave everything. I need to cultivate the jnana only, right? Or I will work. I will do only one thing. You tell me to work, or or I will just do cultivate the jnana. I will do carry on my don't carry on my work, and I will cultivate the jnana. I will leave everything. I will leave my family. I will leave everything and go to the forest, and I will cultivate the jnana, ultimately do this Paramatma relations and Bhagwan relations, right? That will not work in this age at least. So 3.1, O Janardana, O Keshava, right? Arjunavacha jayasi chet karmanaste mata buddhi Janardana tatkim karmani ghore mam niyojayasi Keshava. Hare Krishna Mataji, yes Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Arjuna said, O Janardana, O Keshava, why do you want me to engage in ghastly warfare if you think that intelligence is better than fruitive work? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, O Janardana, O Keshava, killer of the Keshi demon, yeah, O Janardana, right? He is a maintainer of Janardana, is maintainer of all the living entities, right? Why do you want me to engage in ghastly warfare? You want me to kill the kill this all the my living entities and all my relatives if you think that intelligence is better than fruitive work. So he is saying that he is thinking buddhi as intelligence, right? व्यामिश्रेण वाक्येन बुद्धिमोह शिव मे तदिकं वदा निश्चित्या येन श्रेयोऽहम् अपनुयम्. My intelligence is bewildered by your equivocal instructions. Therefore, please tell me decisively which will be most beneficial for me. Right? So, he say, Ekam vada, tell me decisively. Tell me decisively. Beneficial. Shreya. Yena shreyo ham apnuyam. Most beneficial. What is good for me? What is good for me, right? So now it becomes the Nishkam Karma Yoga part. Now the Lord will tell the Nishkam Karma Yoga. So 3.3 Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Lokesmin Dvividha Nishtha Pura Prokta Maya Nagha Jnana Yogena Sankhyanam Karma Yogena Yoginam. The blessed Lord said, O sinless Arjuna, I have already explained that there are two classes of men who realize the self. Some are inclined to understand him by empirical philosophical speculations, and others are inclined to know him by devotional work. Right? He's saying now, Krishna is saying that there are two kinds of people who are basically basically inclined. One may go through the Jnana Yoga process, right? Just cultivating, reading the books, and trying to understand, right, what is god, right? Basically philosophy means with the religion, right, with the god. If one reduces, subtract the religion from the philosophy, then it's just mental speculation. But what is actual philosophy? That one is basically trying to realize the god. So religion is already there in the philosophy, right? So because earlier what used to happen, the scientist and the karma kandi, the scientist and the spiritual relation person of the religion were hand in. They both were one, because whatever the sages were doing, they are scientists also, and they are doing the religion also. They were following the religion also. So both the things were going hand in hand. That's why they didn't need to the many things can be done just by mental speculation. That's why in the in the various in the Bhagavatam and all, it's already in the Vedas, already written. There is, in so many crores of years ago, someone is writing that, okay, Jupiter has 12 moons, right? Where you can find this? Where you can find this, right? Because at that time, no telescope is there. Telescope 100 years ago, it may have come, right? In 100 years, the telescope and all has come. But at that time, how can you look at the, stars in Jupiter? Because you cannot see God, right? You cannot see god right now, but you can see the material world. So one needs to find the god in this material world. So because we are not qualified, that's why we cannot see the god. But the Vedas help us, right? With the Vedas help us, because we cannot control our senses, so Vedas regulate our senses, right? Do your use your senses, okay, in some regulative way, and then you basically try to cultivate the spiritual realization, that spiritual journey you can go on with. So that is the thing. So one can cultivate through gyan also, right? Through basically the gyan yoga. You have to leave everything and doing the gyan yoga, because you think that you are engaged in the 10 hours in the material consciousness, and you come and cultivate only the gyan yoga. That will not work, because your mind has to be free and try to do philosophical speculation. So that is not this age. And he's saying that there are two types of person, and others are inclined to know him by devotional work. One is you doing devotional work. So he's saying that others are you doing just devotional work, right? Devotional work with some philosophy, right? Religion with some philosophy. They know that how to do devotional work, right? If one doesn't know that what pleases Krishna and he is doing his whimsically, okay, I like this, that's why I will do this. No, that is not the way to do the devotional work, right? Because devotional work demands that what Krishna likes. Right? Patram pushpam phulam toyam yo me bhakta prakshara. He is asking patram pushpam phulam toyam. You are giving him meat, so that is not good. So he is asking specifically, right? That this pleases me, this I like, right? Whatever he likes. Suppose we love someone, so what happens? We offer him only the things he love, right? We won't offer him basically the things I love, right? The way that we love. So that is not the way to. So devotional work is that pleases someone, that pleases. So devotional work for the Supreme Personality Godhead will be that pleases him. So he will tell everything that what pleases him, right? In the further chapter, he will tell everything. So basically, in the second chapter, there were two parts, right? The first was the Sankhya Yoga, philosophical specification that you are not the body, you are the soul, right? And the second part was the Buddhi Yoga, the Krishna consciousness, right? One is philosophical speculation is the indirect part, right? Jnana Yoga is the indirect part, right? First you realize the that you are not the body, you're the self relation is there. Then you start, go to the Paramatma relation. Then you do the Bhagwan relation, right? Buddhi or Krishna consciousness, directly you know that okay, Bhagwan is already there. He is the maintainer, he is the protector, right? So everything you do, direct path is there. The bhakti basically comes in it. Bhakti yoga is basically comes in this, right? You do directly know that okay, he is the one, right? He is Sarvakarma, he is the one that who needs to be worshipped, right? He is the object of all the, he is the enjoyer, he is the primary enjoyer. So in the Sankhya Yoga, it comes right dependence on personal endeavor. Right? It depends right how much endeavor you have, how much endeavor you have. In Buddhi Yoga and Bhakti Yoga, what happens? Dependence on Krishna's mercy. Right? We are chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra because we need the mercy. We need the mercy. We are not into you are not doing Dhyana Yoga in the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Not at all. We are not doing Dhyana Yoga. Prabhupada was asked by a reporter that how to chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So Prabhupada tells they see only chant Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. You chant and you listen with your ears. That's it. Nothing has to come into your mind of anything, right? Just chant and just hear, and by the mercy of the Lord only you will see him, right? Just keep chanting, just keep chanting, just keep chanting, keep listening, keep chanting, keep listening. Every word Hare you listen, Krishna you listen, right? Every word, every syllable you listen, and by the mercy, we are just seeking the mercy. By the mercy only this process will be over. So it is so easy, right? So easy. No dhyan you have to do that. Okay, by mentally you have to prepare your mind. Okay, you have to go to the dhyan part. No, that's not at all. That's not so much easy. It is we are just waiting for the mercy. Whenever all the sinful reaction will be over and the Lord will be pleased. When the Lord will be pleased, then you will have the darshan of the Lord, right? You will feel the love of the Lord, you will feel all the blissfulness of the Lord. So this is process is very easy. Okay, this is the recommendation, right? Just follow four regulative principles and and do start chanting the Lord's name, and the mercy of the Lord is then expected, right? In Sankhya Yoga, it is unsure of success. One is unsure of success, but you see the story of the Ajamila. There is surety of success. There is surety of success, right? Krishna is he's not so miser that you do the chanting and you do all, and he will not, he will not have your mercy, right? You should have whole faith in it. That there is a surety of success, right? You will progress, and you will have surety of success. So the fourth part, initial purification required by prescribed duty, right? Firstly, you need to be purified. But in this bhakti yoga, has anyone asked anyone, ISKCON that okay, go do this yagna, do get yourself purified, then your sinful reaction will come, then you can chant? No, it's not like that. You just chant the Hare Krishna mantra. Ends and means are the same. The Krishna consciousness itself purificatory process, right? The process itself will purify you. When it will purify you, then you will taste the name, right? Then when you taste the name, then you will have the blissfulness. Then you will be Krishna conscious, right? So 3.4 न कर्मणम् अनारम्भान् नैष्कार्म्यं पुरुषुस्नुते न च संन्यासनादेवा सिद्धिं समाधि गच्छति. हरे कृष्ण माता जी. Yes, ma'am.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Not by merely abstaining from work one achieve freedom. from reaction, nor by renunciation alone can attain perfection. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So just not, just, leaving everything, you will achieve the freedom from reaction. No, that will not work. It will ultimately come. The sukha and dukkha will come. Not ultimately, not, just by renunciation alone can one attain the perfection, right? Just renunciation, that is not good, because if you the leave the all the objects of material that is not that is that could have been used in the Krishna conscious process, and leave everything, that will not work, because that is partial tyaga is bigger, because you are leaving just a material object, just considering them as material, but it also belongs to Krishna. You can use it for the Krishna, because nothing what are you basically doing the renunciation of? Your body itself is not yours, so you can renunciate only the things that you have, but the soul has nothing but itself. The body is also not ours. So, what is the renunciation of? You cannot leave your body, you cannot leave, because renunciation is the things for you which you belong, which you have the proprietorship of. If nothing belongs to you, what is renunciation of, right? So this is the this is the message by this shloka, that renunciation should be you should have something, right? You should be owning something for doing renunciation, but we own nothing. So no perfection will be there, right? What are your renunciation, right? You are already come here due to the material desire. You are already come here due to your karma, right? So now you need to cultivate Krishna consciousness by using everything, whatever is being given, is being given by the Lord Himself, right? So it all belongs to Lord. So if all belongs to everything belongs to Lord, then one must use it all for the Lord Himself, right? And not by merely abstaining from work, right? Because one needs to do the soul is very active, it's not inactive, right? So every time you are doing some work, na hi kaschit kashanam api jatu tishtati karma krat karyate hi avash karma sarva prakriti jaya gune. Everyone is forced to act helplessly according to qualities he has acquired from the modes of material nature. Therefore no one can refrain from doing something, not even for a moment, right? So everyone has the three modes of fertility. Sometimes tamoguna is active, sometimes rajoguna is active, sometimes satoguna is active, sometimes some mixture is acting, right? So every time these three modes of material nature is active, right? So they will do something. The senses will do some things, right? Either you do in the satoguna mood, you should the sattva guna mood, or you do in the rajoguna mood, you could do in the tamoguna mood, right? Every part is is necessary, so therefore no one can refrain from doing something, not even for a moment. So use it for the Krishna consciousness, use it for the self realization, because we are came here, we have came here as a, we are basically, the example is given by Srila Prabhupada, that you take example of paper, right? Paperweight, right? You are paperweight of basically you are one is paperweight of basically a gold, right? And one is using as a paperweight, but one can use it at more multifarious things, right? But multifarious things, but one is using only as a paperweight, that that is not good. So one can be very good manager, one could be very good, but he is not spiritual relation, and there the life is of no use. Life is of, because the eating, sleeping, mating, depending is all done by animals also, right? Animal propensity is already there, but we have got the intelligence, right? The extra thing, we have got the intelligence, right? So we need to use the intelligence to do cultivation of spiritual relation, right? So Sankhya Yoga is active, right? Soul is always active, it must act. So needs engagement, right? Occupation dictated by illusion energy, right? Who dictate the our occupation? Dictated by three modes of material nature, right? What kind of occupation we do, right? And either we think about the Krishna, or we can think about the all the sense gratification process. So and 1.5.17, in the previous chapter also we learned that there is no loss even if there is a fall down, right? Small diminution, right? Small work you do, then also there is no loss, right? That you will attain something, right? You will have progress, right? So in contact with material nature, where we acquire the modes of material nature, the soul acquires, and basically the prescribed duties are recommended, right? Why prescribed duties? Because your senses will be engaged, right? Because he is saying that okay, you have to eat something, right? So eat as per the Vedas, right? You have to have, eating, sleeping, mating independent. You will have to have do the mating, because there is, sense gratification process, and there, because senses are there, they will have to engage. So as do as per, do as per the prescribed ways. You do a marriage, you do, and do activities in the marriage itself, right? So you cannot go out of it, you cannot go. So prescribed Vedas are just to do self-expression. Okay, you have it, then you will realize that it was all temporary. All the pleasure from the eating, sleeping, meeting, depending, were all temporary, right? That's why the prescribed duties are given. This Veda saying, okay, do that. In this, in this some restriction, you do that, you realize it, and you come to the platform of spiritual realizations, right? So prescribed duties purifies the soul from affinities, right? All the affinities you have, various affinities you have, it ways you basically, purify. But must beware that you are doing all the activity as per prescribed duties. But Srila Prabhupada says that even if the road is, best road is there, but still accident can be there, right? The best road you have, with the best road is given, and still the vehicle can go to the, and go, meet some accident. Why he said that? Because because one becomes attached to the sense gratification process as per the Vedas also. Vedas recommend this. So he becomes attached within that, within that day. Okay, recommended that okay, I need to have prasada, only prasada. One is eating too much. Now he is not eating prasada. He is basically attached to the prasada. So too much, too much of anything should not be there. It should be, it should purify you. How to see your progress. You will have things that you will realize that material things are no more good for you, right? No more good. It is basically whatever there is, one must use it. Okay, the senses should be used, right? But in the service of the Lord. Right? So leads to what it will lead to. It will lead to Krishna conscious. If not, then failure, right? कर्मेन्द्रियाणि संयम्य ये अस्ति मनसां स्मरन् इन्द्रियार्थान् विमूढात्मा मिथ्याचारः स उच्यते. हरे कृष्ण माता जी.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
हरे कृष्ण.
One who restrains the senses of action but whose mind dwells on sense objects certainly deludes themselves and is called pretender. Hare
हरे
Krishna.
कृष्ण. So here basically, the photo is given that, some sadhu is given. He is having, mobile, and having a cigarette also, right? So what does it signify? Is that he has done the renunciation just for the, his mind is dwelling upon the still sensory objects, and he's showing that also, right, by having the cigarette. And just wearing the gerua vastra is not good, right? That is just a pretender, it a mithyachara, in the basically spiritual realm. One is basically, if called as the sadhus are called pretender mithyachara, then it is nothing infamous regarding, nothing more infamous or thing or bad than that for him, right? So mithya, one must does not become a pretender, that he is thinking and dwelling upon the minds of sense gratification, and in one way acting with all the, all the clothes he has, all the, habits he is showing. So that is not the way. That is not the way. There are various, you can see in the world, various people are there who are basically taking the classes, taking the classes of Bhagavatam, and then following, having attached to the sense gratification process also. That is not good. That is not, if one is doing for the Krishna consciousness, that is different, right? Because that is not, he is not doing it for himself, right? One is does not do for himself, right? यस्त्व इंद्रियाणि मनसा नियम्य भरते अर्जुन कर्मेन्द्रिय कर्मयोगम अशक्ता स विशिष्यते. On the other hand, if a sincere person tries to control active senses by the mind and becomes karma yoga in Krishna consciousness without attachment, he is by far superior, right? So he is now saying that renunciation is not good, because if he is doing that and his mind is not in his control, rather, he tries to, he tries to control the active senses by mind. He just think, try, at least try, yes. So if you try also and becomes karma yoga, right? Becomes karma yoga in Krishna consciousness, do Krishna consciousness without attachment, right? He is by far superior, right? Even if your mind is wandering, but you are still trying and you are doing at least the karma yoga, right? Giving your all, in Krishna consciousness, you're doing it for the Krishna. Being a grasta, being a student, right? Doing everything, just for this, just for Krishna, cultivating knowledge. If as a student, then one must cultivate knowledge. And when as a grasta, uses money for the, for doing some donations of, right? Suppose you want to, buy the Bhagavad Gita, read it, bring flowers for the Lord, right? At home or at the temples, bring the, incense sticks for the Lord, right? At the temple, and you offer ghee lamp to the Lord, right? do some annadana, right? Do some annadana, or do some, donation to the temple, so that you they can use in the spiritual activity, right? All these are, these he's using his money, right? Everything in the service of the Lord, right? So he's doing without attachment. So he is by far superior. Krishna is himself saying. So one who restrains senses but mind dwells on the sense object is basically pretender, right? Pretender basically greatest cheater. He is the greatest cheater, right? Prabhupada tells that he is the greatest cheater, right? A pretender is the most abominable thing, right? Shows to be in a deep meditation, but mind dwells on the sense object. So his philosophy has no value. It will come to zero. It will come to zero, right? So knowledge stolen by the illusory energy of the Lord. The Maya will stole all the energy. All the energy, whatever is given, will be stolen by the Maya, right? That happens with the cheetah. For sense enjoyment, right? The Brahma social orders is there: Brahmachari, Grahastha, Brahmanprastha, and Sannyasa. Right? Four orders are there. But Srila Prabhupada tells that if one is not purified at the heart, then leaving everything is not good, right? So one must be purified at the heart, right? If you leave everything at the stage, go to directly to sannyasa, and it is not purified, then your mind will keep dwelling upon, and that will be not good, right? So any directly going to the sannyasa is not good. Once the heart is pure, then you can go. Till then, if the heart is not purified, you know that the heart is not purified, then as a grihastha one must follow all the social orders are there, and to take to the Krishna consciousness gradually. So follow rules and regulations of orders, right? What are the follow various rules and regulations are there. So gradual purification will be there, right? So no meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling, no illicit sex. If one does that, gradually will come to purification will be done, right? So control in seven part, one has control senses mind. So sincere persons, he engages in the Krishna conscious in karma with karma yoga without attachment, right? And controls his senses is far superior, right? 3.8 नियतं कुरु कर्मा त्वं कर्म ज्यायो हि अकर्मणः शरीर यत्रापि चाते न प्रसिद्ध्यत अकर्मणः. हरे कृष्ण माता, यस माता.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
हरे कृष्ण.
Perform, perform your prescribed duty, for doing so it better. So is better than not working. One cannot even maintain one's physical body without work. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So perform your prescribed duty, for doing so is better than not working, right? Do something, right? Do some. Krishna is again and again saying, he's not saying that don't do anything. He does not say that. One cannot even maintain one's physical body without work, right? We have to maintain a physical body. If you keep on eating, keep on eating, keep on eating, and don't do any physical activity, what will happen? You will become obese. You how many rounds you chant of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and you keep eating, and then you say, okay, it will purify me. Yes, it will purify you, but hard, but not at the material level, right? Not at the your physical body needs some work, right? You will see in the ISKCON also many brahmacharis are also get disease and all, right? Because they are too much engaged, they are also too much engaged in the service of the Lord, then they cannot take care of one's physical body. So one needs to take care of the physical body also, right? So one cannot even maintain one's physical body without work also. So it is also said, right? So Krishna is also saying that one needs to maintain his physical body, right? So without work one cannot do so, right? So perform your prescribed duties, right? Leaving everything as a Kshatriya, you are not fighting, that is not good for you. No, Mataji, we will take this question in the last, right? How one worship in Sankhya Yoga, right? We will take this in question in the last. टिप्पणी यज्ञार्थात् कर्मणो न्यत्र लोकोऽयं कर्म बंधन तद अर्थम कर्म औन्तेया मुक्त संगा समाचरा. Work done as sacrifice for Vishnu has to be performed, otherwise work causes bondage in this material world. Therefore, O son of Kunti, perform your prescribed duties for his satisfaction. In that way, you will always remain free from bondage, right? So work done as a sacrifice for Vishnu, because Bhoktaram Yagyatapasam Sarvalokam. He is the benefactor, right? He is everything is the for he is the beneficiary of all the yagnas, right? So work done as a sacrifice for Vishnu has to be performed, right? One needs to perform all the sacrifice for the Vishnu. Otherwise, work causes bondage in this material world, because it will cause bondage, because you are thinking that you are the proprietor, because you are thinking you are the lord of that material. No, you will take nothing at this day. You have come with nothing. This body is also has been given to you. So you have come as nothing, you will go as nothing, right? Nothing is attached, nothing is attached to you. Whatever you have, nothing is attached, right? So it will cause bondage, right? So rather whoever is given you, so Vishnu has given you, the Krishna has given you, so offer it to the Vishnu, right? So therefore, a son of Kunti, perform your prescribed duties. Do your duty, right? You have hand, you have legs, you have the skills also, right? You have acquired for that, for this day only, right? You perform your prescribed duties for his satisfaction, right? For he will be satisfied. Okay, you had this body, you were not idle in the earth, well, not idle, you did not sit idle, you had this and used for cultivation of spiritual relation by performing the prescribed duties, as per the order of supreme personality of Godhead, right? So he will be pleased, right? He will be pleased, that you did that, and in that way you will always remain free from bondage. No bondage will occur, no bondage, because whatever activity you are doing is either good or sinful, the everything is coming, right? For example, you do some negative activity one day and you do then a positive activity another day. It will not happen that it will can the positive activity will cancel the negative activity. No, it is not like that. It will never happen like that, right? So if you want to be free from the both the sinful and the good activity, then you dedicate your work all to the Krishna, right? If you dedicate the work to the Krishna, then he gets pleased. So perform physical duties is better than not working. So prescribed duties is performing gradually purification of the heart wisdom, right? And renouncing fall down since activities given up before purifying heart, right? So if one heart is not purified, if the heart is not purified and you renounce everything, what will happen? One day the fall down will be there, right? So because this activity, so one must basically try to do activity in Krishna consciousness. So Arjuna is a grahastha, is a kshatriya, right? Two orders are there. Social order. Firstly, his Varna is Kshatriya, as a Swabhava as a Varna is Kshatriya, has done cultivated the knowledge as a Kshatriya, right? And secondly, he has Grahastha, and his social order, he is a Grahastha, right? So in the both things, he needs to engage himself in war, not renouncing and going to the forest, right? He is not at the stage of Vanprastha, he is not at the stage of Sannyasi, he is at the currently at the stage of Grahastha and a Kshatriya. He needs to follow that, right? So work should not be given up capriciously without purification of materialistic propensities, right? So perform work as sacrifice to Vishnu or work causes bondage. Action and work performed for satisfaction of Vishnu, it leads to liberation, right? Not binding but liberating. And if you act under the guidance of spiritual master, gradually elevate and develop transcendental loving service of God, right? Arjuna was there, so Krishna was there. So Arjuna had directly he was serving the Lord himself, right? So it will be liberating. But we don't have, don't have the access to the Lord directly. We have access to the Lord through the names, right? And who has given us the name? The guidance spiritual master, right? Srila Prabhupada has given the name. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given the name, the Mahamantra, and Srila Prabhupada has, his service has done, the devotional service is done by him to propagating all this Hare Krishna Mahamantra to the whole world, right? So we have the guidance of the spiritual master. What will happen? They will try, they will we seek their guidance and they will elevate and develop the transcendental loving service of the. We just need to follow them. For what we have to follow? For going back to the Godhead, right? Otherwise, what will happen? The action will cause bondage, cycle of birth and death will be there. Then again, you will do sense gratification. Good action will, bad action will be there, and the life cycle will continue. Good action, you get the results. Bad action, you get the results. Going on, going on, going on. So we are into the, we are into the basically yoga ladder. Basically, this yoga ladder is there. It comes in the nectar of devotion also. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, in which basically one is into the animal life, one is into is basically eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. Then one comes to the platform of karma kanda, right? In the karma kanda, what happens? You do the all the activities, right? Do the activities, the reactions are coming. Doing the activities, not there thinking what is coming, right? Then sakam karma, you will think about the fruits, or you become some, you want some wealth, you want some fame, right? You come at the platform of the sakam karma yoga, right? Then one comes above that. So what he does, he leaves all his gives all his results. He doesn't think about his results, and he give away all the fruitive activities, right? Give up all the fruitive results of the activities, right? So that is nishkam karma yoga. And one comes above that, that is jnana yoga. No work is there, right? No work is there. By that you will have the Brahman realization, right? Because the God can be realized into three forms, right? Do you remember, Mataji? Hare Krishna. How can realization is there? What are the three parts of realization?
No, Prabhuji.
Okay. So
Sat.
there are three parts basically. The first is the Brahman realization, that the soul is Brahman. Then there is the Paramatma realization, that super soul is there, right? The super consciousness is there. So, and third is the Bhagavan realization, right? So Srila Prabhupada is given the example in the second chapter. He gives the example that one can realize, sunshine is there. Is the example of sunshine. Sunshine is also absolute truth, right? Sun disk, the surface of the sun, is also absolute truth. An entire sun planet is also absolute truth, right? Both the three things are truth, right, Mataji? Any doubt in this? Both the all the three things are truth, right? The sunshine we see, that is also absolute. Someone says sunshine is there, yes, that is truth. The surface is there, yes, that is also truth. The whole planet sun is there, yes, that is also truth. But it is similarly to the Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga part. The Jnana Yoga, no work, accumulating just the knowledge, right? One is Brahman. He will realize that he is not the body, he is the soul, and the Brahman relation is there. Then Ashtanga Yoga part will come. Mystic Siddhi, Yam, Niyam, Asana, Pranam, and Pratyaya, Dharana, Dhan, and Samadhi, right? These eight stages of yoga will be there. Mystic Siddhis will be there, and one will realize Paramatma relation will be there. Then there is Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga is the God relation. So one person is having 500 rupees, and I ask that, do you have 50 rupees? Then yes, he will say that, yes, I have 50 rupees. I will ask him, do you have 10 rupees? Yes, he will say 10 rupees, because in 500 rupees all rupees were added, right? All the amount was added. So one is doing Bhakti Yoga, entire sun planet, you are realizing directly Bhagwan. Then what will happen? All this yoga, you go directly to take the lift of the Bhakti Yoga, and one is directly elevated from animal life to the Bhakti Yoga part. So that's why this process is very fast. So Bhakti Yoga process is the most fastest. It is not for the knowledge, it is for the most intelligent one. Because very less people will go to the Bhakti Yoga part, because religion and philosophy will go in hand in hand. Very less will go to the Bhakti Yoga part, right? Then there is this progressive bhakti yoga, that one is having the animal life, unrestricted sense gratification is there. One comes to regulated sense gratification, karma kanda, following the Vedas, right? Then one becomes a devotee with selfish desire, doing the sakam karma yoga, following the regulative principles just but for the selfish desires. He has some greed, he has some lust, he has some, so for that he is following. So that is sakam karma yoga, right? And then comes the nishkam karma, the devotee with no desires of person, no interest of person, no personal interest, just the sadhana bhakti. Sadhana bhakti is following regulative principles, right? Attending Mangal Aarti, and have no personal interest is there, right? Just to serve the serve the spiritual master, just to serve, please the Krishna, please the devotees of the Lord. That is the interest, right? That is the interest, that he has no personal interest. So that is Nishkam Karma Yoga. Sadhana Bhakti comes. Then he is elevated to the Bhava Bhakti and Prema Bhakti, right? Elevated to the Prahlad Maharaj level, right? So these are the various elevators, various elevators. Express elevator is there. From animal life, one surrenders, and association of pure devotees. Right? Sadhu Sangha and surrender, that is being done. And one comes at the platform, Sadhana Bhakti. From Sadhana Bhakti, that is following regulative principles and chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, one directly comes to the Bhava Bhakti and Prema Bhakti. Right? This is, express elevator. This is express elevator. So we are trying to do this. Right? The progressive yoga leader is come from animal life, coming to karma yoga, then come to sakam karma yoga, then nishkam karma yoga, then bhava bhakti, then prema bhakti. Extended yoga later, can be divided into more various platforms. That one is animal life, come to the karma kanda, right? As a human being, he comes, does the, following the regulative principle, comes to the platform of karma kanda only. One becomes human only, right? Following the regulative principles, one becomes a human only. Not even becomes, comes to the platform bhakti yoga directly or nishkam karma yoga. One is human just by following four regulative principle, right? So that is Srila Prabhupada tells that, okay, you are following no meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling, and no illicit sex. That basically becomes you. Basically, what it becomes? It becomes a human, right? But rather than that, agar one is not following that, then he is basically having the animal life. No control is there, right? Not using the intelligence. So karma kanda, where comes to sakam kara, having selfish interest, then nishkam karma yoga, no interest, no personal interest. Then the gyan yoga, try to cultivate knowledge, no work, leaves the work. And then comes to the ashtang yoga, try to cultivation by the process of ashtang yoga, eight mysticism process. And then he comes to the bhakti yoga, right? So which one would like to take? Obviously, you would like to take the express elevator, right? Okay, Mataji. So we will end here because are not here. It's better that we, yes, everyone is doing the Ekadashi or tired, I guess. Hare Krishna. Did you keep the Ekadashi Vrat Mataji?
Yes, I did, Prabhuji.
Hari bol Mataji, Hari bol.
Thank you.
Nirjala Mataji, Nirjala.
No, no, no. I am too young, I think, Prabhuji, to
Okay.
do the Nirjala.
नहीं बोली
My
Mataji.
mother would kill me if I do the Nirjala.
Yes, Mataji. No, no, it's okay, Mataji. But ultimately, it'll eventually, come to at that platform, and you will be happy to keep it. It
Yes,
will.
I did 2, 3 times.
Hari
Mm,
bol Mataji. Right,
it
Mataji.
feels good, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Yes, because it gives lot of energy, lot of sense control, lot of energy. It gives. It gives you spiritual energies. So
Yes.
keep remembering the Lord that okay, I'm keeping for you, Lord. Be pleased, keep chanting, reading scriptures. We do all these things, so the Lord pleases the Lord that we are trying to come out of this world. That is all He wants. Okay, Hare Krishna. So we will end. Yes, Mataji. What were the question, Mataji? There was this question: how one worship in one worship in Sankhya Yoga. Sankhya Yoga Matari, if you know that you are not the body, you are the soul, then if you are currently into the Bhakti Yoga part, right, Matari? Then you should have no personal interest, right? Because you are not the body, you are the soul. So the devotee thinks that whatever things are coming to him, whatever reactions are good or bad, whatever coming in, it's related to the body only. Okay, and whatever relation you are having right now, and earlier relations where you had different mother and fathers, and child and wife, whatever there is husband, and whatever relations are there, earlier they were different, now they are different. They are just linked to the body, so we need to respect them all, we need to love them all, right? But one must know that you are not the body, you are the soul, right? So the duty should not be gone. So one must be in Krishna consciousness. So no personal interest will be there, right? So in the Sankhya philosophy, we just need to understand that part only, right? That we are not the body, we are the soul. By that, basically, lot of confusion is gone away. Lot of confusion is gone away because everything is related to the body. No tension is there actually. That is all in the mind. Whatever tension one is thinking, it all relates to the body only. Because whatever you do, but at the end the luck is not there, then you will be, it will not suffice for you, right? For example, Karna had the arrow to kill the Arjuna, but he killed with that arrow Ghatotkacha, right? Because he was destroying everything. So ultimately, Krishna, if Krishna is there, he helps immensely. He helps immensely. Even if it's not your day, if he is with you, you do your prescribed duty, you do everything, but at the end the luck should be there, the favor or the will of the Lord should be there. If will of the Lord is there, he is not sanctioned in, then whatever you do, whatever environment is there, whatever you do, everything is there, but it will not be done, right? So it is like that. So one is cultivating Sankhya philosophy just to know that you are not the body or the soul. That's it. By that, various doubts are clear, right? So, if person is only doing the Sankhya, he is basically getting into the Jnana Yoga part, right? But then this age, you cannot leave all everything and go to the forest. It's all dangerous. If currently we go into the forest, it's all dangerous. We will be killed in someday. We will be eaten by animals someday, right? Anything can happen in the forest. This is not a place, right? This is not the yoga in which one goes to the forest, right? That yoga has gone. Hare Krishna. Is it okay? The answer was okay, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Okay, वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितनां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः अनंत कोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। Okay, thank you.